Never tried it. So this is the first time I'm going to try it. I actually have not bought this soup before. So I'm going to give it a shot. Now that's my cat. Yesterday it was an imposter. Raccoon. It's a raccoon in the yard. She only moves when there's food. Now look at that. This thing grew right into the tree. Zip tie. Tree grew around it rather. One time I came out here and filmed a little bit of this and then out to the view for a JW's radio. Now look how much it's grown. Before it was just kind of barely there. Now it's just, yeah, been getting all that rain. I didn't know the bees went in there. Huh. What? How'd you get that, huh? Hmm? Let me see. Let's see. Come on, show everybody how fat you are. Oh yeah. One fat, happy cat. Don't you fall off that wall. It's been a culprit. I think this is the state flower, I'm pretty sure. That's the road. Lots of cars going up and down. Oh, we got something big. Nope. Not big, just noisy. Oh, look at that one. Oh, there's the classic red. Here's a better one over here. Freeze. Well, it has gotten fairly dark out real quick. Spent most of the day pretty much working on the a glove sew, or one of the other kind of builds. So that's just kind of what I was doing. But you can see here, there's my big sheet of copper. Stretched it out and kind of unfolded it out. Again, that thing, it was probably about that tall. And I've been using quite a bit of it so far. I've built 2 gloves out of it, 2 complete gloves, and I've got 1, 2, 3, I don't know, probably 3 fingers, 4 fingers out of it so far. So this is the latest one I was working on today, which was just kind of trying to get the look of part 4 down. Just trying to change it up. It's honestly, I've been having so much fun with this. Just trying to do different techniques, make it look differently. Again, I'm not really like one of these, because there's a lot of these other guys that are fans of the thing that went above and beyond and really made a product that is outstanding. For me, I'm still just learning it. I'm still just tinkering around with it. So for me to invest $2 into a big chunk of scrap copper like that and just kind of be able to turn out with what I've got, it's a great place to start for me. My intentions really is to continue doing it because I'm such a big fan of the movie, grew up with it. I continue want to do it because it's really neat. I've just been always that kind of person to express creativity, always wanting to go out and create something, especially when I'm very interested in it. So okay, alright, main channel news. There's a new video out. It's the Smith & Wesson Model 29 8 3/8 inch barrel. This came in as kind of a request from you guys. I offered it out, thought about the idea, and so that means this JW's radio this coming Saturday, it'll be up for grabs. And so if you haven't watched the video yet, go ahead and check it out, and make sure you watch it to the end. This is also going to be a testament to see how many people are actually viewing the entire length of the video. So if you're interested, and if not, you know, I'll just get rid of it or hang on to it myself. But here's the makeshift paper target that I had made, and this is from the video and signed and everything. This is at the end of that video, and on JW's radio I'll be giving that away if nobody wants it or anything, or maybe if one of you guys from the vlogs wants it. Really it's just my way of giving back and maybe offering something cool that you may like. Okay, so this vlog is pretty much going to be broken up into 2 parts. Those of you that are sick and tired of hearing about the glove, or seeing the glove, or have no interest in that, that's why I'm putting the glove build at the end of this, or messing around with it a little bit. So let me get this light back on. Okay, so that's why I'm putting it at the end. So if you're not interested in seeing that stuff, really this next part of the video is just kind of trying to create this and age this a little bit and try to get this weathered look, including the strange supposed soldering spills that's actually not soldering. So that's kind of what I was doing today, making it different. This is the other one I made. These are different. Part 4, the copper stalls are flattened on the top instead of rounded, and then flared up right here. So I'm just trying to actually tamper around a little bit with something that's a little bit screen accurate. Again, I'm not a professional, so or very good at it yet. But anyway, so that's why it's going to get tacked on in the end. If you do enjoy that stuff, go ahead and watch it. Really, why I'm doing it is just to this light keeps going on and off. Really, the only reason I'm doing it on the vlogs is I kind of want to document it. It's part of what I'm doing for what I'm into right now. So I know maybe not all of you are interested in it, so that's why it's going here at the end. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. That's today. The soup was pretty darn good. Not bad. Always like that kind of stuff. And really why I wanted to try it at the store was, one, I do like corn chowder, and two, reminded me from that movie Bone Tomahawk with Kurt Russell, where the guy comes in there and he says thinks he's got tea on the stove, and he says, man, that's mighty weird smelling tea, or funny smelling tea. He goes, that's because it's not tea, it's corn chowder. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a very cool night. And lights out there. I don't know why, but it doesn't pick up very well on the video. Like out there, you can see a lot of the cars traveling down on what is known as Queen K Highway. Blue light out there is the airport. Interesting thing on the Big Island is the airport is like a outdoor airport. There's nothing in, I mean, it's just totally out in the open. Everything. If it rains, I guess you're kind of, I don't know what you're gonna do. Well, I guess there's somewhat of a roof, but not much. I remember when I was flying through, when I went to Arizona, I think it's called Sky Harbor. I might be wrong about that name, but something like that. It's like Sky Harbor. It's basically the Phoenix airport. Man, I've never seen a bigger airport in my life. I've been through LAX. That was not a very fun experience from what I remember. My father was getting really upset. We were coming back from Denver when we left Colorado. Yep. Can't believe that was 10 years ago. You know, time is marching on. Time is moving fast. And I still remember being a kid, hanging out with my dad, doing stuff, just having fun, going to those video stores and renting VHS. I mean, you know, that's a big part of my childhood that I was just really into it. I had this big collection of VHS tapes. And I remember, I mean, that's why like stuff like this Freddy Krueger thing is like such a big thing to me, because I was so into that stuff. I mean, that's just like things I remember. And just remembering the VHS era, going to Blockbuster, you know, renting those old tapes every Friday night with my dad. That was like a big thing for me. It was like, Friday night, we're going to a video store, we're gonna go rent something. We used to go there. We used to go to this other place called Dr. Video, and this other little place called like Video Show Place. They have changed locations a lot, but I remember the one distinctively was below the Long's Drug Store, which is I guess CVS or something. It's kind of like a Walgreens. It was down in this little area called Copico Plaza, and man, that was just like, they had this little dark room area that's where all the horror movies were. And for me, what it was the look of the covers, the boxes, the sleeve that went over the tape, just the artwork. That's always it just intrigued me so much. It just was like, oh man, I gotta, horror movies especially, because they always had the most goofiest stuff. And of course, all the classic stuff. I remember the cover for Kelly's Heroes with Clint Eastwood. But time is just moving on so fast, and I can't. My dad's getting older. I'm getting older. My friends. I remember hanging out with all my buddies. I mean, I can't believe it's been over 10 years now that we've all known each other, and I was always that 20-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, whatever. And they were, in their late 20s. And now it's hard to believe that they're all 40 something, and here I am. Now I'm that 30-year-old. So crazy. Can't believe it all flies by this quick. My friend's married and has 2 kids now. Jeez, I remember hanging out with him after work. We was just felt like we was just kids again. Can't believe high school was that long ago. I gotta do something with life, you know. I don't wanna. I know it, for a lot of people it seems like Hawaii is like, it is great. It has its own quality, but again, you almost get island fever, you know. And me being younger, and I just feel like I want to explore and do more things in life before I can, before I get too old. And then I wish I would have, but I didn't. That's just kind of where I stand right now. So maybe the journey will take me somewhere else. I'm looking forward to changing some things in life, and I'm really thankful to have you guys that are following me and following these vlogs. It means a lot. It's important to me. It's these vlogs have been a big part of my life now, and it's pretty amazing. It's even more neat that you guys are here. You're watching this stuff. So, thank you. I hope you follow me wherever I go. This part is for those of you that were wondering where Bruce was. Right there, the whole time. This is my part 4 style glove build for the Freddy glove. It's a little hot right now, but it's been not an easy process. But one of the things that I wanted to do was incorporate this kind of reddish darkening color to the finger stalls, because that's kind of what is seen. I need to go back to the old way of doing the solder spills on the knuckle here, which is just pretty much using fingernail polish, and I'll show you a little bit of that real quick here. So after removing some of that soldering, actually just take some of the fingernail polish and really just kind of make your own design. It just kind of bubbles on there. So I may actually just sand this. Really just needing to start again in the aging process and getting that red. It's just some red paint. Get this torch going. I'm not going to use a lot of heat, just going to use a real low heat. Really just trying to cook this paint on, and it'll help age it a little. And it'll help age the look of the copper. Again, part 4, that glove has always been my favorite looking glove. Okay, make sure that didn't soften up. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just take the fingernail polish, which is the silver, and just kind of start making a small design here. I'm not going by a screen accurate looking designs, because it's kind of hard to figure out exactly what they were doing. I'm just kind of doing my own bit here. Alright, once we got that on, go ahead and I'll just cook that a little bit. Not too much, because we'll lose it if you go too much. Just like that. Okay, so basically now what I got is kind of that look right there. Okay, so next thing I want to do is actually age the blade here. So let's that flux is really sticky. May need to wash this real quick. I'm actually going to age the tip of the finger a little bit here, just with some light heat in the torch. The paint just didn't quite have the look I wanted. Again, I'm trying to just do this without melting the soldering again. At the other side here. Okay. Again, I don't want it to go too much there, but that's kind of the fun part about this whole process, is really just learning how to age this thing and get it going. So the next step I want to do is age the blade a little bit, make the blade look a little bit more cruddy. I'm going to actually just try some of this gun bluing, because it is just regular steel. Oops, and don't drop it on the ground. But she's a little hot, but not too bad. Okay, put this on there. Need to get Cody over here so he can handle it, burn his hand. That was a inside joke. I'll let you guys in on it. We used to do these little unhealthy cookouts, and we used to deep fry stuff, and wanted to save the oil one time for the deep fryer, and I made him hold the jar for the oil. It was spilling all over his hand. Okay, I think he uttered the word something like, "That is hot, jerk." Alright, get this torch going again. And I'm just going to cook that stuff. Just like that. And going from the other side. That kind of just bakes it on. Makes it a little bit more crude looking. So, alright. Hit that with some water. Guys, well, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of work, and I just really only completed, well, I didn't actually even complete it because I still gotta put the ringlets on there. It's a lot of work to get this thing to look like this. A little bit more work than I anticipated it being. Now, the one thing about part 4, they call it, I guess, the Dream Master glove. The one that the director that made that movie, actually, his name is I forget, I'm drawing a blank right now, but he went on to direct, I believe, Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger, and he's actually a pretty well-known director now. But back when he made part 4, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, yeah, he was kind of really an unknown. But the one thing about that glove from that movie is it's one of my favorite gloves, the way it looks, but it's got shorter blades, so I shortened the blade on this one, and the finger stalls are kind of reddish, tarnished red. Of course, I'm not a professional glove builder or anything. It's just kind of a hobby, and I've been enjoying it because it's a lot of fun. Okay, so the finger stalls are flattened on the top on that glove, and then it's got this strange soldering kind of markings on it that really, I don't know if they have any significant meaning. I doubt it. And then the finger stall on the top is actually flared up, so which I did. And so I was gonna go ahead and make a couple more, but or do some more here, but I really only had completed this right here. The third finger I pretty much gave up on for today. It was just not going right, so I only got this one near complete, minus the ringlets, and one other finger minus the blade, so, and minus the aging. So yeah, it's not easy to get these things to look screen accurate, as they call it, which gives me a whole new respect for those fans that have built their gloves and been really successful with it, and to get them screen accurate. A really big tip my hat to those guys, because it's not easy. It definitely has not been easy. So there's kind of my crude job of a part 4 finger. So anyway, I know to some of you this may not mean much at all, but for me, growing up and watching these films, there's something about it for me, and always being admiring Freddy Krueger's glove. So, and now that I have a better understanding about how to make them and how it works and what they look like, and paying more attention to detail, it's kind of neat. So anyway, that's what I got so far.